circa 7 p.m. The AS220, the black box of the AS220, has been our gracious host, as has the Narragansett Lager Company. But we're going to have ourselves another matchup here. This is a tag team match between Providence favorites Middlesex Express as they take on the tri-state entity better known as Team Espana. Host B going to start things off for Team Espana as Stephen Broad is going to be the team captain, if you will, or the starting quarterback of the Middlesex Express. Oh, and he teases the clean break. Stephen Broad evades the right hand, and he grounds his opponent with a deft maneuver, one flick of the wrist. And host B now showing that larger upper body of his is going to come into play. Stephen Broad proving to be elusive. The whip is reversed. Stephen Broad up and over and throws a beautiful arm drag, keeping his opponent fixed to the middle of the ring. Host B back to a vertical base. And the Middlesex Express are already working like an efficient machine, ladies and gentlemen. They are performing very, very well. They've cut off the ring, and they're wasting no space whatsoever. And they're not wasting any energy. They're making certain that both of themselves are rather fresh. They're not allowing either member of the team to get isolated or fatigued, much like what is taking place right now. Host B has been exposed. He's got his tag team partner all the way on the other side of town who wants to get into this matchup, but the MSE has effectively prevented that from happening. Right stuff. Stephen Lust calls out to his partner. Stephen Broad, now the hot rod, finds himself back in the ring. Referee starts his 5 count. Drop down into a beautiful arm drag. And Stephen Lust makes his way back to his corner. Yeah, Team Espana is in a bad spot right now, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone who has watched this broadcast from the beginning of this particular matchup, you have seen host A standing on his side of the ring while host B gets shoved deep into the Hurt Locker. Middlesex Express proving to be the smarter tandem in this competition. Team Espana has relied on their size and their strength. The stratagem of the Middlesex Express proving to be quite effective as host B is pleading with Stephen Broad to let go of the hold. And both members have a meeting of the minds. Middlesex Express clearly still has the advantage. O'Connor roll executed by Stephen Broad, but to no avail. And he ends up falling into an insecurity by host A, and host B is right in line to capitalize. Boy, things have taken a completely different turn, and now Team Espana has gotten themselves the upper hand. What are they going to do to retain it? Stephen Lust is starting to lose his patience early on, as the Middlesex Express for the first half of this matchup, in my opinion, was all aces. They were all over the competition. The tides have turned, and host A and host B have had a very simple strategy. Keep Stephen Broad locked in the opposing corner and cut off the ring, much like what was done to them a few minutes ago. Stephen Lust going in to make the save. Last-ditch efforts being thwarted. For those of you watching via Facebook, we want to thank you for joining us, spending your Sunday afternoon on the interwebs with your live proud favorites. Oh, wait a minute, look at this. Stephen Broad is in a bad place right now because Stephen Lust cannot keep his emotions under control. And right now, Team Espana is having an absolute field day in isolating Stephen Broad. Stephen Lust knows that he needs to get into this ring if they have any chance of winning this matchup. And I do want to state, folks, the outcome and the results of competition taking place this afternoon will not affect the already scheduled competition taking place later on tonight during the second annual Gansett Cup. This is Providence's Wrestle Party, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're not here live to witness and experience it for yourself, you are certainly shortchanging yourself, my friends. And folks, I also want to state that the importance of this second Gansett Cup taking place, the winner of the Gansett Cup will be the #1 contender for the newly formed Live Prov Wrestling Championship. More details to follow on that, but Stephen Lust is now single-handedly taking on both members of Team Espana, and he's doing it with a whole lot of gusto. Right stuff, Stephen Lust all over his competition. Host B on the shoulders. Beautifully done. A flapjack onto his own partner. Inspired by the actions of Stephen Lust. And he's just a millisecond away from locking in the victory for the Middlesex Express. Right stuff, Stephen Lust drawing off of the energy of those here at the AS220 as we survey the competition. Host B with a thumb to the eye. And a boot to the face of Stephen Broad. Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, dare I say it? Ooh, good thing I didn't speak too soon. I was convinced that Team Espana had just cheated themselves to victory, but the tenacity of the Middlesex Express has been on display. They have saved this matchup. Host A, a whole lot of eagerness, takes a big dive over the top rope. Big swing and a miss by Host B. And the Middlesex Express hit their patented finishing maneuver, and they too will win this matchup. Proving why the Middlesex Express has not only been